Hello, and welcome to this presentation. We are going to go through a new functionality in PrimeroEdge. You may have seen it in the release notes and not had an opportunity to ask questions. The purpose here is to give you more information on how to utilize it. We're going to discuss both the configuration and the usage of this new feature. Special diets and diet profiles in PrimeroEdge. We will be discussing the system setting that needs to be enabled, role permissions for the users who need access to the functionality, a new student allergen report. We will go over configuring special diet profiles, using quick lists to utilize them, and how to apply profile-specific menu items to your menus. The first step to be able to use this feature will be to enable it in your system settings. There is a single system setting that must be set to yes to turn this feature on. Once you log into PrimeroEdge, those with access will be able to navigate to System Settings, select the Menu Planning tab, and the very first setting on that tab is labeled Enable Special Diets Functionality. You will want to select the radio button labeled Yes to turn this feature on. Here in the website, once you've logged in, System is represented up here by the little cogwheel in the top right-hand corner. Clicking on that cogwheel brings you to the System area of the software. Once there, to get to your system settings, you'll click on Management on the left-hand side and then choose System Settings. Menu Planning is where you will find the Special Diets System setting. It is the very first item here on the page, and you simply need to click Yes next to that line. Clicking Yes brings up a pop-up. It says, do you want to toggle Special Diets functionality? Click that OK button when it comes up, and then save the settings. The next thing to do would be to set up role permissions for your users. Role permissions must be selected for users who need to be able to access the diet profile functionality. There are 3 permissions related to the special diet profiles. The first one, Add Edit Diet Profiles, allows a user to create new diet profiles or edit existing diet profiles once they've been created. The next one is Labeled Diet Profiles. This one does not allow users to edit or create diet profiles, but it does allow them to view them and utilize them when building menus. The last one is for the Diet Profile Allergen Report. For districts that have student information in PrimeroEdge and mark allergens on their students, this report contains student names and ID numbers along with their associated allergens so that you can determine how it would best benefit you to create appropriate diet profiles based on needs within the district. Once you've added those permissions to the appropriate roles, you will need to log out and log back in to see the new Diet Profiles area in the configuration section of menu planning. Role permissions are found in that same Systems area of the software. Click on Sites and Users at the top on the left-hand side, and then Roles to the left. I'm going to click on the Administrator profile, as that is the one I'm currently logged in with. And here in the Menu Planning area is where you will find the Special Diet Profiles permissions. I'm going to click the little arrow to expand that section. There's the Add Edit Diet Profiles, Diet Profiles, and then down in the Reports section is where you will find the Diet Profile Allergen Report. I'm going to click Save on these, Update Role, and then I talked about needing to log out and log back in. The menu planning area of the software is where you will find the diet profile section. There in the configuration section. It is not currently there. So I am going to log out and log back in. Sign out. Sign in. And now when I go to menu planning, I have that diet profiles section. Now in that diet profiles section, there is a report called Student Allergens. This allows you to view the combinations of allergens in your district and also gives detailed information regarding the students and their allergens. For districts using point of service in PrimeroEdge and tracking allergens for their students, this report gives you a place to get a full list of the students and just their allergen information. It's a little different from the POS roster report that you're probably accustomed to using for this purpose. The first section of the report gives allergen information in a grouped area. So across the district, how many students have a specific allergen or combination of allergens? You may have some that have only a peanut allergy, or you may have some that have both a peanut and a tree nut allergy. These are set on different lines so that you can decide the most beneficial process for creating diet profiles in your district. It will also show you how many students contain that allergen or combination of allergens, as well as how many of those students are enrolled in which sites across the district. The next section of the report contains the students' first and last names, student ID numbers, the site each student belongs to, and their allergens. So again, similar information to the POS roster report, but limited to only allergens, while the roster contains special notes with the allergens. Based on the needs in your district, diet profiles can be configured using nutritional requirements, allergen requirements, or a combination of both as needed. To create a diet profile, click the link labeled Add New Diet Profile. You'll be able to name the diet profile, select the type of need, and nutrients and allergens as needed. You have several different types of need available to select from, all of the standard nutrients that are stored in the system, and of course any allergens, both the standard allergens and any custom allergens that you have created are all available to select from. So diet profiles there in the configuration section of menu planning. On that page, you'll see that student allergens report there to the right-hand side. As with all reports in the system, you do have the option to export it in whichever format you decide you need. If you have any diet profiles already created, clicking the button labeled Apply will display them on the page. To create a diet profile, click on the link labeled Add New Diet Profile. When this pop-up comes up, you'll be able to make your selections and name the diet profile. For my example today, I'm going to enter soy-free as a diet profile for this district. I'm going to select medically necessary as my type for this profile, and you can see that in the list that it's available to select from. You do have a section here where you can select nutrients. If you have students that need a low carb or protein count or any other nutritional need, you can select the appropriate nutrient. You have operators to choose from: greater than, less than, equal to or greater than, equal to or less than, or equal to exactly this amount. Then you can type in that number in that per serving box. If you want a list of menu items that have 10 carbs or less, you can enter that and find those easily with this feature. For my current example, I'm going to move down to this allergen area and select soy. You'll see that I have options of both positive and negative criteria to select from. Some districts have entered gluten-free, halal, kosher, and other attributes as custom allergens and may want to use diet profiles to make sure they include such options in their menus. So the option for positive, menu items that contain any of the selected allergens, is an important option. For standard allergens, it's more appropriate to select negative, menu items which have none of the selected allergens. I am selecting that option here on the page. You also have a button labeled Add to the right of both the nutrients and allergens. This allows you to have combinations of attributes to handle. Clicking that Add button drops a new space to use for another line. If you need items that are both soy and milk free, you can enter both of those and more and really customize these profiles. Once all of your selections are made, click the Save button and it will enter your new profile into the list on the page. Once you have created profiles in the software, you get to start applying those profiles to the process of adding menu items to your menus. You have access in the configuration area to a process of creating quick lists. You can use the quick list to create a grouping of the diet items that you want to be put in the menus all at one time. And you can label them and have as many as you need. If you want specific soy-free options for entree, fruit, and vegetables on different days of the week, you can create quick lists for soy-free Monday, soy-free Tuesday, and so forth. You can use quick lists for other purposes as well. If you haven't ventured into this section, it's great for being able to drop several menu items into your menus at one time. If you always add mustard, ketchup, barbecue sauce, and ranch dressing to your menus at lunch, you can create a lunch condiments quick list and drop them all on your menu at one time instead of searching for them singly when you're creating your menu. When you select to create a quick list, you'll be able to apply a diet profile or create one without that function, add the menu items that you want into the quick list, and you can even enter counts on this page so that they're already in place when you select the quick list on the menu. That will save some of the repetition that occurs with things like condiments, milks, and other items. So here in the configuration section, you can look down and find the menu item quick lists. You'll see here that there are already some lists created. If you click the arrow next to one of these quick lists that's in place, you'll see that it expands and you can view the items already associated. For this example, there may be certain things at breakfast that may vary but are always served on Mondays. A quick list for that purpose lets you drop those items into your menus quickly. These quick lists are not tied to serving groups, meal types, or site types. You can use the same quick list across those different types of menus. To create a new quick list, you click on the button labeled Add New Quick List. You'll see that you have the ability to utilize diet profiles and exclude items, or include, depending on the diet profile you select, and to give your quick list a name. For this one, I am going to enter condiments and make a quick list for those items. I'm not selecting a diet profile yet so that I can show you what occurs. I'm going to click my Save button so that it allows me to add menu items. and you'll see how the page has changed. Clicking that Add Menu Items button functions just the same as it does when you're adding menu items to a menu. So here I have a list of menu items. You'll see that here in the allergens list, I have a menu item on the first page that contains fish, soy, processed in a facility that also processes tree nuts, and wheat. I'm going to close that and select the soy-free diet profile and click the Save button. Now when I pop that Add Menu Items back open, you'll see that that particular menu item is no longer there. It contained soy, so it is not an allowable item if I'm going to use a soy-free diet profile for the menu item quick list that I'm creating. Now, all of these filters do work just as they do in menu planning, so you can type across there, search for different items, make multiple selections, click the Add Selected, and all of those items appear. Now again, if you want to enter your numbers here so that you don't have to do it on the menu, you can do that as well. And this way, these numbers will appear every time you use this menu, Quick List. Click that Save button, and that information is now saved in the system. The other area that we're going to talk about is menus. Navigate to your Menus page to view existing menus or create new ones. So Menu Planning, the Menus section on the left-hand side, and then Menus. You'll have the list of menus that are in your system, and you have a link at the top to add new menu. You can use quick lists to add groupings of menu items to a menu, or you can use the button labeled Add Menu Items to get the pop-up for adding menu items. The Add Menu Items pop-up window contains a drop-down for selecting a diet profile or multiples as needed. Selecting multiple profiles will set the parameters of all your selections to apply to the menu items that will display. If you have a soy-free profile and a peanut-free profile and select them both, no menu items containing either of those allergens will be displayed. So here on the website, we go to Menus on that left-hand side in the menu planning area. Click on Menus in that section. Clicking Apply gives you a list of menus based on the selections at the top of the page for meal type, site group, etc. Add New Menu allows you to create a new one. Today I'm going to select an existing menu to work with. Here in this menu, you'll see that I don't have any condiments, so I'm going to use my quick list to add those. Simply select the drop-down, choose your quick list, click Add Quick List to Menu. It gives you an opportunity to confirm that you want to do this. And then those items are input onto the page, and the page automatically saves. You'll see those numbers that I entered previously are in place, so I don't have to take that extra step. For adding menu items based on a diet profile you've created, click that Add Menu Items button just above your menu items. You'll get the pop-up window there. Now again, you'll see that baked Cajun catfish that contains fish, soy, and other items. Selecting my diet profile of soy-free immediately removes those items from the selections available. From there, I can search for and find the other items that I wish to add to my menu. Now, of course, you can add multiple items all at one time. Click that Add button, and each of those menu items is now on this menu. Thank you for joining us for this presentation and introduction to the Diet Profiles feature in PrimeroEdge. If you have any questions, feel free to contact the customer care team. You can email them or call them at 866-442-6030. Thank you for joining us.